Alright. Xanthiel. Here to attend the remembrance service. Be quick. The Admiral is due to give her address any moment. Oh, and we've got a cutscene.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Ah, yeah, ah, ha, yeah, ha!
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilfir's bloody executioners, and together we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you no army ever fought harder or with more courage, yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Gladiator all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin
bastards!
have risen?
While the mines of Ogomero spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now the curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all!
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
Fancy
Well, that was
meeting you
exciting.
again.
As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa Lominsa is plagued by two beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Guardians have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Lominsans' backyard. And that is to say naught of internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions, and while they fight amongst themselves, the Guardians whet their blades and watch. If the Lominsans are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect that they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. Alice is so rude at this in this expansion, like this vanilla game, base game, whatever. Just doesn't speak at all. Lala, this is Minfilia. You are well, I hope. Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service is now concluded? A moment ago, you say. What a coincidence. Sure is. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies. Well, delighted though that we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. Oh no, why am I getting that notification? How do I turn them off again? Let me see. I think it is recruitment. Yep. Okay, so back to the Waken Sands. These tickets are so handy. Tatari? Tartary? Tatari? I always called it Tatari, but I think I might be wrong. Fifth shift reporting. I said shit there. Fifth ship reporting. Oh god. Papa Limo, Ida. 5 years ago, the 3 grand companies joined as one and fought the Guardian Empire at the Cartano Flats. And now, for the first time, the people were gathered to remember those who fell in the battle. That being said, no one has any clear memory of what transpired that fateful day, not even the leaders of each nation. Ida says, speeches, oh yes, I love them. There's nothing like a good exposition when you're having trouble sleeping. Urianjay. The destruction that visited this land cannot be attributed to the forces of the Empire alone. Worm of midnight, of breath infernal, for some a legend made flesh, for others as an insidious symbol of memory lost. We grasp but a piece of this puzzle. Much and more must we question and contemplate ere the fallen moon revealeth its myriad secrets. Y'shtola. I have heard word of your deeds. I am sparing in my praise, so know that you have truly impressed me. But that as it may, be that as it may, it is fortunate that Thancred arrived when he did. Had he been but a moment later, I shuddered to think what may have transpired. Arenvold. An experienced warrior like Abba won't die so easily. He's strong, fast, cunning. Aye, he'll come back safe. Orly. I must confess, I do rather miss the obnoxious Mikito's company. Abba has taken part in a joint operation with the Immortal Flames. I imagine he's having the time of his life right now. Thancred. You've put us all to shame with your recent performance in the field. If I'm to keep up, I dare say I'll need bigger knives. Una Tayan. Crunch, 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 crunch. Oh, hello again, lass. Meet Persevanes. We was thick as thieves in the old days, at least I think we was. Or it might have been that he was a right creepy bastard and I did my best to avoid him. Still, we was both members of the old order, so either way, we're in this together, eh? Brent. Everything looks to be in order. Right, on to the next customer. Thought there was a merchant in here. Maybe later? Oh. Hmm. Okay, let's see. Who to join is the question. I know I'm gonna go with the twin adders, so probably swap them out when I level them all. Welcome back, Lala. Were the Grand Company leader's words as illuminating as you'd hoped? Aye, each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you, Lala. But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while, and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind's made up, pray give the Grand Company officers your answer. I just want my bloody mount.
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alizé, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I mean to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you.
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
Indeed. So, I think they changed all the voice actors. Like all of them, the whole studio from America to Britain. From ARR to Heavensward and onwards. I take it the Elder Seedseer's words have touched your heart. Have you resolved to entwine your destiny with that of the Twin Adder? Yes. You've chosen wisely, my friend. The Elder Seedseer will be overjoyed. Without further ado, let us speak of practical matters. In order to complete the enrollment process, you must report to the Adder's Nest. I dare say you know it well from your wanderings in New Gridania. Give your name to the personnel officer there, and he will guide you through the formalities. I have no doubt but that your deeds will bring great honour to our order. What next we meet in Gridania, I shall be proud to call you sister. Onwards. I remember what level you get your mount from. 30, maybe? I'm not sure. Soon, I hope. Let's see, when do you get it? Oh, level 20. So soon then. Oh, God, I hope so. It's so slow not having a mount. Where do I need to go this way? Okay. It's still so busy for like 1 AM in the EU. You are come to the Adder's Nest headquarters of the Order. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't press anything. Ah, the great adventurer herself. Yes, our recruitment officer sent word that you were on your way. It is a pleasure and an honor both to welcome you to our ranks, friend. Now let me gather together the relevant documentation. Sir. What is it? Report. An urgent message from, oh my god, Amarase's spire, sir. A Highwind Skyways airship has taken fire from Imperial forces in the skies over the East Shroud. The vessel's engines were crippled, sir, and it was forced to make an emergency landing southeast of Nine Ivies. Nine Ivies, gods, this could not have come at a worse time. All but a handful of our forces are presently afield dealing with the exile. Lala, I know full well you have yet to be formally inducted into our ranks, but we have urgent need of your aid. In all likelihood, the airship was bearing civilians, and if the reports are accurate, it will have come down dangerously close to Garlean-occupied territory. Please make all haste to the area southeast of Nine Ivies, locate the airship, and ascertain the status of the passengers. Yep. Just fast travel there. Couple more levels and I'll be able to unlock my paladin job. Which would be nice. Actually, I need to eat some food, get some XP. Keep finding like bots, people cheating under the ground in terrain, killing enemies and you think they're invisible but they're under the terrain. It's super weird. I don't know why you'd bother. An adventurer? What are you doing out here? No, wait, let's find some cover first. The Adder's Nest sent you? How do I know you're not an Imperial spy? You don't even have uniform. Peace, friend. We mean you no harm. You're an engineer of Garland Ironworks, aren't you? Are you not? We were alerted to your plight and have come to rescue you. And you are Lala Fey, I presume. I was told to expect an honorary serpent. My thanks for your aid, friend. Their hats are so ridiculous. It's like a bald cap. I've never seen a craft of this design. It must be Garland's work. Is there no end to the man's treachery? The secrets of Magitech belong in Imperial hands. They're not to be squandered on Eorzean savages. Uh-oh. We're taking this craft back to the fortress. Dismantle it if you must. And bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crimes. Oh no. Imperial scouts from Castromorians. They mean to requisition the ship. Wedge, you have to help him. That fool of a Lalafell was hiding inside the tiny Bronco. Tiny Bronco, but isn't that the Ironworks' latest creation? It's the first airship we've built since the Calamity. The first since Master Garland, well, since he went missing. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first test flight. And she was soaring, she really was, till those bastards blasted her out of the sky. Attend me all. The Ironworks' latest creation must not fall into Garlean hands. We shall strike them swift and sure and rescue Engineer Wedge. Lala, I trust we can rely on your support. May the matron watch over us, with me. An ambush to arms. Easy, easy. I really need to get used to tanking. Wedge, you shouldn't have stayed up with the ship. That was a close one. Too damn close, so how's she look anyway? The auxiliary propeller is a dead loss, but I think we can ring in enough thrust from the main propeller to get us airborne. A few minor modifications and we should be able to fly the tiny Bronco home. While you do your work, we shall keep watch over the perimeter. The enemy may yet be lurking nearby. Totally skipped over that. As for you, Lala, you have more than done your part today. I bid you return to the Adder's Nest and complete your enlistment. I pray there'll be no further interruptions. When next we meet, let it be as fellow serpents of the Order. I just wanted to say sorry, you know, for calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong, didn't I? Seriously though, if it hadn't been for you and the twin adder lads here, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I mean, your debt friend, we both are. Wedge. Thank you, we're very grateful. I love Wedge's hair, it's like an onion. I just can't get over how many people are here so late. It's good. Lala, it does my spirit well to see you return. Word arrived but moments ago from the team at 9 Ivies. Lest you worry, the 2 engineers are safely on their way. The lieutenant informs me that you were instrumental in the mission's success. Had you not found Engineer Biggs when you did, and helped us to rout the Garleans, things might have been very different. And all this before you were even inducted into the Order. You're well on your way to carving out a fine career for yourself beneath the twin adder standard. But without further ado, let us see to your induction. 12 willing, there won't be any further interruptions. The personnel officer stands ready to complete your induction into the ranks. Protocol requires that I apprise you of who we are and what we do, after which I'll invite you to swear an oath of your own free will. The Order of the Twin Adder is the Grand Company of Gridania. It brings together the martial, economic, and technological resources of our nation, that we might stand strong in times of direst adversity, when our very survival hangs in the balance. Our order was formed in the days before the calamity, in readiness to fight the Garlean Empire, and to combat the beast tribes and their primals. Needless to say, our struggle continues to this day. Elder Seer Khan E. Senna is the supreme commander of our forces. Under her wise leadership we protect the people of Gridania and the sanctity of the Twelveswood. As the entwined serpents that grace our standard, let forest-born strive as one with friends from afar to ensure that peace shall ever reign in Gridania. In so doing, we honour the will of the elementals, and theirs is the will of the wood. Now then, Lalafey, I ask that you give unto us your oath of allegiance, in whatever fashion you see fit. That's so aggressive. I shall strike down our enemies and drink up their blood. Woods will be done. So you know the words of our Grand Company, that is well. Bound by this common belief, let us strive to preserve all that is good in this great nation. By the power vested in me, I assign you the rank of Serpent Private 3rd Class. You are now a woman of the Order of the Twin Adder. Go forth, Private Faye, and do that which brings peace to the Twelveswood and honour to our name. Whoop whoop. Can you hear me, Lala? This is Minfilia. An officer of the Order of the Twin Adder contacted me with the news of your enlistment. My congratulations, Private Faye. I have no doubt that you are eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember, though you are now a Serpent of Gridania, you are no less a scion. Pray return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here whom I very much would like you to meet. We shall be waiting. The distant call of a friend in need, perhaps. As you are needed elsewhere, I shall not keep you any longer. I would, however, suggest speaking with High Serpent Commander Vosé Hilwa before you depart. He may provide you with assistance on the journey ahead. A mount? Please be a mount. Please let me go and get my chocobo. Yay! You may now accept the quest My Little Chocobo by speaking with Vosé Hilwa. Let's go with that. This quest must be completed in order to proceed to the end of the main scenario, A Realm Reborn. I'll be doing that right now. So the one thing I don't understand about the Grand Companies, so the story is they come and seek you out, try to court you to join their Grand Company because you killed Ifrits in your epic. So then you get enlisted, but you put to the very bottom rung of the ladder. I don't fully understand that. It's what it is, I guess, but still seems a bit silly. Private Faye, I understand you've been working tirelessly in Gridania's name. You're truly an example to your fellow serpents. But tell me, have you ever felt as though you couldn't get to your destination quickly enough? Yes. That perhaps you could do with a swifter pair of legs? Abso-frickin-lutely. If so, you might consider getting a personal chocobo. You've yet to be issued your own bird, am I correct? Given your considerable talents, you should be able to obtain one in no time at all. Let me tell you how to go about it. First, you must obtain a Serpent Chocobo issuance by exchanging company seals with the quartermaster. Once you have this deed, present it to a man, Singer, and he will furnish you with a suitable bird. How many seals do I need? 200, that's not bad. Okay. Do I already have? Wait. How many does that one give me? 300. Okay, cool. Let's jump back there quick and hand in that quest. And then I can get my certificate for bird ownership. That's the downside to making a new character. Not having access to all of my mounts on my main. Some of them I have because they're account wide, but most I do not. I've got several thousand hours in this game, mostly on my other character. Welcome back, Lala. Lady Minfilia awaits you within. Welcome back. It seems you wasted no time putting your skills to work. How do I know? Why, the recruitment officer called to regale me with the tale of your heroics. The pride in his voice was palpable. We Scions are truly fortunate to have you with us, Lala. Now, when we last spoke, I said that I wanted you to meet some friends. Did I not? Well, I neglected to mention that you've already met. Tataru, please show them in. This way, says. Thanks again for getting us out of that mess. We owe you our lives. But I don't think we've properly introduced ourselves. I'm Biggs. And I'm God's man. Spit it out, will you? Wedge, at your service. I'm pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. Magitech-driven contraptions such as airships grow ever more vital to the city-states of Eorzea. As a neutral party, it was judged that we Scions should serve as the keepers of this technology. Of course, for this, we needed the knowledge of experts, and so we requested the assistance of Garland Ironworks, who very kindly sent us 2 of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands. Like every soul here, I love Eorzea, and I count myself blessed to have been given this chance to stand with you all and fight for the future of the realm. Never have I known such fulfillment, such happiness. Aw. That's sweet. I love that Biggs and Wedge is a Final Fantasy long tradition. I think they're in every game.
Now, having set aside the formalities, we have a favor to ask of you. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the Sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like gisselcreens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Ahem. Though technically a beast tribe, Sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the Sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained, until such time as we know. It would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda, who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
In short, it is essential that we approach the Sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo. Winning the Sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. Will you help us? I am grateful.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Leave it to me.
Us, Ida, us!
Well, gotta go and help out the Sylphs. They're very cute though. But I have to go and get my mount first. That'll make life so much easier. Where am I going? Go and buy ownership thing. This way. don't know how I feel about having the tooltip attached to the cursor. Is Singer at Bent Branch Meadows? Nope. What the hell? Oh. There's a little far forward. I don't know who this is. I can't remember who this is. Oh, right, yeah. That makes sense. Want a bird issue to say that I need to see your serpent chocobo issuance. I have to buy an apartment just to be able to dye my bird pink. Yes, everything appears to be in order. A moment please, I'll be right back with the chocobo. I forgot to turn off auto. It's very annoying when I do that. And here he is. The fellow's been in high spirits the past few bells. He must have sensed that his master was coming. Now then, to make it official, you want to give your noble steed a name. Oh, what am I going to call you? What should I call her? Quet. Can't do cute accents. That's a shame. Chocobo whistle. But do forgive him if he doesn't respond when summoned in crowded city areas or monster-infested lairs. Chocobo are stout-hearted creatures, but they have their limits. And lastly, I present you with your Chocobo Rider's license, as is required by law. And that concludes all the formalities. I wish you and your Chocobo long years of fulfilling companionship. Whoop whoop. Finally. So, might have to transfer some currency over from my main character and get some decent barding for my Chocobo. We know far too little of the Sylphs to lay any worthwhile plans. We must call upon the Scions once more if we are to... beg pardons. 'Tis a terrible habit of mine to think aloud, but tell me, what brings you to the Adder's Nest? Well, if it isn't Private Faye reporting for duty, that's the zeal I like to see from an enterprising young serpent. Good evening, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings us here today. Ida and Papa Limo, always a pleasure to see the two of you. My men tell me you quest in the name of the Scions of late. Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us that the Twin Adder was in need of our adventuring prowess. Aye, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard that we're investigating the Sylphs, that curious beast tribe that calls the depths of the Twelswood home. The Sylphs are, for the most part, a peaceful bunch, much to the delight of the elder Seedseer, who has no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The Twin Adder is of the same mind, and 'tis precisely for this reason that the Sylph's relation to the primal Ramu has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there be even a sliver of a chance that the summoning of the primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sylphic tribes, it is a possibility we cannot ignore. Better to be safe than sorry indeed. Do we strike at Ramu or leave the Sylphs to their own ways? That is the question, yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound within Gridania, but to listen only to one's own is among the greatest mistakes a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the Sylphs themselves, and seek an impartial party to serve as my liaison. That is where you Scions come in. The Sylphs of Little Solus remain untempered, and have held many a productive dialogue with our people. I would hear their candid thoughts on their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic tradition and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would not do to have any cross-cultural faux pas get in the way of a productive parley. En route to Little Solus you will come upon the Hawthorn Hut. Our officer stationed there can enlighten you as to how to win the Sylph's favour. May your expedition be a worthwhile one. A friendly palaver with the Sylphs. This should be a pleasant enough diversion. The Hawthorn Hut, was it? Why, I believe the ferry departing from West Shore Pier should take us straight there. A friendly palaver indeed. I hope this will be as straightforward as you say, Papa Limo. That was the wrong way. Okay. I mean, I can just teleport there, but I guess I'm not allowed to. Why have I like tried to run this whole way? Matani. Aye, the ferry docked at the base of this hill will carry you across the lake to the East Shroud. Once you're ashore, head due east and you should find the Hawthorn Hut without much trouble. Thank you. Oh, look at it. I haven't had a chance to try out this mount yet. It is so bloody cute. Look at the little operate. Oh. I actually own a little operate figurine. Oh wait, can I not fly it? When do I get flying? Oh, I love this mount. This is great. What's the mount music actually? I turn off a lot of the sound. Normally I actually turn off BGM altogether. But let's see what this music is. Oh, it's the same as the broom music. The witch's broom mount. Actually, it might be the carbuncle music. Let me see. Here. Oh, I wish they didn't use that music, honestly. I actually really enjoyed playing with the background music. Other than in raids and other than in raids and trials and stuff. Super chilled out. The game sounds are really nice. Ameline. Indeed, I am Ameline of the Twin Adder. I understand you're here to learn of the Sylphs, yes? For all their whimsy, they are a wary lot, particularly since the Empire has come to the Shroud. Earn their trust, however, and they're as friendly as any folk. They have their quirks, but so do we all know. Would you know more, you'd do well to speak with the master of this hut, Rolf. He's forgotten more about the Sylphs than I'll ever know. Come to learn a thing or two about the Sylphs, have you? I'll tell you one thing, they're a peculiar folk. How peculiar, you'd ask? Well, let me just tell you. They're, beg pardon, friend, my memory's just not what it used to be. I've seen much and more in my adventuring days, and it's all a clutter in my noggin now. Though I've shared my stories with those around the hut before. You might have more luck with them. The Sylphs, yes, Father's told me his stories plenty of times. What I've always found most captivating is how their concept of etiquette is almost completely alien to our own. You do best not to underestimate them on account of their childlike looks, lest your face end up a mess of glyphs, squiggles, and chocobo scratches. The sylphs. Inveterate tricksters and troublemakers, that's what they are. One day they're drawing mobile faces on our masks, the next they're sending our young sentries falling to the bottom of a ravine. Tell them to stop and they just laugh at you. Rolf claims they harbour no ill will, but I dare say such pranks are no laughing matter. The quickest way to a quiver woman's heart might be through her stomach, but don't even think of trying to foist your foodstuffs on a sylph. They sustain themselves simply by bathing in the sun, or so Rolf once told me. Photosynthesis there. Oh, of course. Hearing your stories, well, my stories, has brought the memories flooding back to me. I feel like dancing. Yes, nothing brings to get people together quite like a little toe tapping. A sylph told me long ago that a dancing is a time-honoured greeting among their kind. You do well to remember this. It just may help win the favour of our forest friends. Oh, still here, eh? Great. There's one more thing you should know about the sylphs. They don't take kindly to guests who show up empty-handed. To earn their trust, you did well to bring along a... What was it again? And my wife Rosa and I were just speaking of the matter not days ago. Forgive me, friend. Speak to Rosa at the comb. Her memory should prove more reliable than mine own. A peace offering for the sylphs. Were it anyone else, I'd recommend the jar of honey, but I fear that wouldn't get you past their front doorstep, dear. No, their tastes run more to the unusual. Are you perchance familiar with milkroot? That's what we call the root of that most fiendish seedkin, the ochu. When chewed, it exudes a cloudy liquid that's said to induce curious visions in the imbiber. You'd not catch me dead trying the stuff, but the sylphs seem to enjoy it to no end. I've not seen an ochu around the comb in quite some time, but I did encounter a suspicious clump of grass the other day. Were you to stimulate it somehow with some of this amber syrup, for example, you might be surprised at what comes out. Good luck. That's just bizarre. Amber syrup. A nutrient-rich alchemic compound used to quicken seedkin growth. Ah, you're back. Was my wife able to direct you to a suitable offering? Milkroot, the thick white sap extracted from this ochu root, has the power to grant its user wondrously terrible visions. Hand it over. Milkroot, but of course, those sylphs quaff that cloudy stuff as quick as I do as a flagon of mead. The effect's just about the same as well. Any road, a gift of milkroot will have the sylphs calling you friend and sister the moment they lay eyes on it. Now let me wrap that up for you. I'm starting to feel a bit woozy. Achievement. Nice. I've taken the liberty of wrapping your milkroot well and good. This should keep it nice and fresh, not to mention spare you from that god's awful stench. The sylphs love the stuff, but me, I'd rather bury my nose in chocobo dung. I dare say the reek even rivals the breath of the moorball that put an end to my adventuring days. But I can tell you that story another time. You have more important matters to attend to today, yes? The sylphs are an eccentric bunch, but I've shared their company enough to know they're kind at heart. They'll not shun one whose intentions are true. May your parley be a fruitful one, friend. And do stop by on your return. There's a flagon of full flower mead with your name on it, if you'd regale me with your adventuring tales. Ah, and before I forget, don't go traipsing off just yet. Ameline here would have a word with you. Travel in safety, friend, and do pass along my regards to the winged ones. It's good to see your knowledge of Sylphic culture has matured. I see no reason to delay your mission any further. Upon your arrival at Little Solace, seek out a young sylph by the name of Kumaxio. He has served as an intermediary between our peoples on many occasions, and has the close ear of his tribe's leader. I see the hawthorn has furnished you with some of that malodorous root the sylphs so adore. I have something of far greater import for you to deliver. A missive from the elder seedseer herself. To summarize, this letter contents in brief, it vouches for the integrity of our envoy, that would be you, and restates Gridania's desire to maintain a harmonious relationship with our long-standing friends of the forest. The war with the exile has taken a toll on our resources. We can ill afford to get mired in another conflict. I need not impress upon you any further the importance of this mission. May the 12 see you return with good tidings. Off to see the sylphs. When does flying unlock? I think it's... I have a feeling that flying unlocks after the MSQ, maybe? The main Realm Reborn story? But before the in-between quests, I think. Kamaxio. Walking one is not familiar to this one. This one does not trust strange walking ones. Strange dancing ones might be a different story, but this one expects no such thing. Walking one should go home and leave this one be. Oops. Just gotta dance. This one would welcome walking one who moves like these ones. If walking one would talk to this one will answer. This one is a busy one, so walking one should speak with quick tongue. Walking one would bring gift to this one. Walking one is most kind. Milkroot and the letter to pass over. Walking one brings milkroot. Milkroot fills this one with great joy. This one gives thanks, gives many, many thanks. Walking one carries message for Elder One. This one will deliver the message to Elder One. Walking one should not worry. Hello there, we're envoys from Gridania, and we're here to treat with your people. Aye, we come to pay respects to your elder and to learn from him more of your Lord Ramu. Who are these ones? These walking ones come from Gridania. Walking one became a dancing one and brought milkroot, but walking one tricks this one. This one does not like tricks. This one will speak no more. Elder One is busy. Walking One should go home. Go home, you say, but the sylphs of Little Solace have always welcomed Gridanian envoys with open wings. The letter carried by Lala here is an oath of peace penned by the Elder Seedseer herself. Still you would refuse us. This one's reasons are no business of Walking One's. Elder One has no words for Gridania. Walking One's waste everyone's time. Well, I never. Turned away at the gates. Whatever did we do to deserve such a rude welcome? Was Lala's jig insufficiently jiggy? I'm as baffled as you, but something tells me recent events have our erstwhile fluttery friends feeling uncommonly wary. It would seem we've no choice but to ask around and see how we might earn their trust. I mean, things were fine until you two showed up. We'll go where? Silencing potion. Say, Lala, are you in the mood for dancing? That's right, dancing. You went through all that trouble to learn the sylph's traditional greeting, but you've greeted hardly any of them. Why, if I were a sylph, I'd be beside myself with delight to see an adventurer expressing an interest in my culture. Me, of course, I'd be happy to join. Ah, there goes my bloody leg cramps of mine acting up again. Yeah. Hope that is not the emote I meant to use. Walking One makes strange motions. Strange motions make this one ill at ease. Go away, shoo shoo. Ooh, Walking One knows Jolly Dance. Jolly Dance fills this one with good cheer. Let these two be friends. Walking One would be a friend to these ones. This one is overjoyed, but this one keeps the ways of a weaving a secret. Even if Walking One learned the secret, Walking One could not weave in the same way. Huh. What does Walking One want with this one? Elder One warned this one not to get too friendly with Walking Ones. Oh, I didn't mean to talk to you again. Okay. Ah, Walking One is a friend to these ones. Friendly like gracious Elder One of Forest City. Knows how to dance into these ones' hearts. Lala, would you like to hear the good news or the better news? The good news is that your lovely dancing has brought smiles and high spirits to all of Little Solace. The better news, why, I've thoroughly recovered from those accursed leg cramps. Onward to our next adventure.